Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Rostermania. Some big updates overnight. Sentinels, zyppan, Sentinels, Dephh almost confirmed at this point. ShahZaM finds out he's been dropped from Sentinels live on stream in a questionable set of circumstances from that Sentinels perspective. But also on the XSET fronts, some of their players getting exported to other regions. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you are new as always. I'd greatly appreciate another like 500 subs yesterday. Let's keep on going towards 33,000. Still like 75% of you guys watching right now aren't yet subscribed, so have a look at the button and then think about whether to do it or not. Firstly, this is Team Liquid. Redgar, Nats and Safe apparently in discussion there to join Liquid. We heard the rumours that Redgar and Nats were going to be coming in. Apparently Safe, another player in consideration. Scream and Navera therefore are going to be gone. Apparently Dimasic is also going to be gone if these moves indeed do progress as we expect them to. But many things happening all around the world right now. We saw of course that cNed potentially to BBL is a possibility. We believe that Chronicle to Fnatic is still an option, but look, I suppose we'll see how things go over the coming days. And Scream and Navera potentially to K Corp, that is at Carmine Corp. That's the present rumor as it stands, but that's the thing. Things might not go through, but as long as those discussions are ongoing, we expect Liquid to go down a different direction, and many are very excited for this possibility. A couple of the former M3C guys to this roster, plus Safe, whatever they want to do with the rest of the team. An awful lot of potential there, of course, with Yampy and the like still on the team. This then from Global Esports, the Indian organization that has got through. This I thought was actually incredible, and like I thought it was kind of mind-blowing, the whole artist to North America thing. This is like the craziest thing I think so far. So well, as is described here by the Global Esports family, to grow a little bigger. Some may call him an import for the Pacific region, we call him Player 1. Now they share a number of clips here from this player without revealing as yet who this player is going to be. But of course, you know, people are going to immediately find out whose clips they belong to and put two and two together. And actually this clip in particular, this one about to play, you can actually see the player's face cam in the bottom left hand side as he gets this, well I guess he gets a 3k, but it was only a 2k that was shown on stream. Now I mean look, people are the one, okay, who's this player going to be going to the Indian region, like what's going on here? Turns out this is Arin from XSET, right? And this is the clip that was in discussion here. So I mean yeah, he gets this two piece right here when he's playing for XSET, and yeah, that was the clip, clearly the same clip that we just saw in that video around about this part in the video. So very clearly it's the same player. So remarkable scenes, honestly. This is like the craziest thing ever, but I think it's really cool for that XSET team, the fact that these guys are getting signed elsewhere, because look, we knew full well that zyppan and Cryo were going to get spots somewhere, but the possibility of, you know, Aaron getting a team, and also, you know, we hope BCJ will get a spot maybe on a team like, you know, EG, who really knows what the plan is there, but also Dephh we know is going to get somewhere. Cryo's already gone to 100 Thieves. So great to see this deal go through, and seemingly it's pretty much been confirmed now, because George Geddes even comes out and says that this XSET player Aaron has indeed joined Global Esports. So apparently it was finalized earlier today. There were some leaks this was going to happen, but people were probably thinking, wow, this is too crazy to be true. But yeah, turns out the Global Esports practically confirmed it themselves, and our George Geddes backs it up. So this is honestly really interesting, and also I wonder if it's kind of the first part of potentially many imports from many different regions. It's very possible that more North American players will follow getting imported onto other teams, and if there's interest from Global Esports into players like this, then surely there will be other interest from other players in the North American side. So that's a crazy story to start out the day, and even Zekin says, someone wake up Aaron to tell him to retweet his announcement video. So I mean yeah, pretty awesome announcement in general. Now we talked of course about coaching just a couple of days ago with the fact that now, well, James is going to be leaving Cloud9. We believe that MCE, formerly of the Guard, is going to be stepping in there, and also there are questions about those players from the Guard. Valin, I mean Trent for example, where is Trent going to end up? We thought maybe, I mean there was some discussion, at least some rumors, that maybe Sentinels could be a destination, but I don't really think there was anything around that. But I'm sure he must be in consideration for some teams. But yeah, it's interesting because the entire XSET team is getting picked up, but the Guard team that was so good at the start of last season is not quite getting the credit that you could argue some of their players deserve. But of course, well, time will only tell. Similarly, one of their coaches is. Now, seemingly to make up for the announcement video that Sentinels effectively fails to do, like they do actually release a video last night with Tarek interviewing a couple of the coaches, saying, look, they are going to build a super team, they're going to build a team that's going to win. Now, look, everyone says they're going to build a super team at the moment, and of course, like Psycho, formerly of XSET, is certainly going to come in with his opinion on what they should do, probably from an XSET perspective, which implies to me immediately that some of those XSET guys were going to come along with him, and that seems indeed like that is exactly what is going to happen, even as Sentinels say here, sorry to everyone that liked watching us lose, and then this comes through from George Geddes late last night. Sentinels is set to acquire both Dephh and zyppan to their VALORANT roster. Yesterday, of course, course, they completed the signings of both of the coaches. The roster remains incomplete. The latest news we had from George Geddes was that TenZ and ShahZaM were not their priority. Now, of course, with, we believe, Crow, as he is gone to 100 Thieves, that is confirmed, Ye to Cloud9, and Ardis potentially to NRG is the present rumour, that leaves that spot wide open on Sentinels in that chamber role, where TenZ, I still would somewhat expect him to fill, right? It would be a very big surprise to me if TenZ isn't part of the Sentinels team, especially because there is really no clear upgrade to TenZ in that role. But of course, with an entirely new coaching setup and a new IGL, they may have an entirely different perspective on which player they think can best fit that role if they're going all out to be the #1 team in the world and not necessarily giving any thought at all to, the content and the value of the brands that TenZ brings outside of course, being a very good player in his own right. So as here is described in the article, both in-game leader Dephh and superstar zyppan will join Sentinels. I think this is probably a foregone conclusion really over these last few days, especially after the confirmation of who their coaching staff was going to be. The rest of the Sentinels roster is presently incomplete, but the org has internally discussed the additions of several new players. So that's the thing, it kind of aligns with the rumor we heard a couple of days ago that TenZ is not the priority for this team, and also Marved, while he may be in the conversation, is also far from guaranteed. So as it stands, Dephh and zyppan, that is going to be the start of the team. We believe that dapr is going to stay, that is the rumor as it stands. We thought that maybe then Marved would come in and potentially, TenZ could round out the roster. But as it stands, that's far from guaranteed. But I do like this on paper. I think that zyppan especially fantastic picker, but I really do believe that in terms of the IGLs that were available on the market, Dephh is arguably the one that makes the most sense right now. Look, it's unfortunate to see ShahZaM be effectively forced out of this team. I think it's, in fairness, been a rather long time coming here, and ShahZaM has known seemingly for a few days at this point that he was probably on his way out, but he wasn't actually informed. And before I talk about this, I'll share the clip here from ShahZaM's stream last night. I do feel bad for him really, because to me it's crazy that we saw this with Raucus just yesterday, where Sentinels didn't tell him he was getting dropped. He found out when George Geddes tweeted that a new coaches were coming through. Same thing here for ShahZaM. He found out when he sees the article that Dephh is going to be the new IGL that he is getting dropped from the team.
Well, guys, looks like an article just went out. You want to know the best part? Ollie Bear, thanks for 20 months here too. I just found out with you guys. Help me feel it, I feel it. 3 years on a team and I find out like this. Hell yeah.
And these were the words that ShahZaM had to say on this just a couple of days ago. Now, I want to address a few things from this year. I messed up responding to all the criticism. The way I handled it made it seem like I couldn't take accountability for our failures. With all the negativity, it became impossible to ignore, and instead of owning up to it, I fed into it. I know I've not been myself the past few months on my streams. I've let down and turned people away. Moving forward, I'm going to focus on the people that support me and keeping a positive space for Val fans. I'm getting better at handling the noise. I appreciate your support. So a nice statement from ShahZaM. I think it does kind of, address some of the criticism that many have kind of leveled at in the last few months. And, at times it did feel like, especially watching some of the clips, that ShahZaM was, maybe not taking the most accountability that he could have done for the failures at times of the team. And look, when franchising happens and the team is trying to level up to be the best in the world again, and ShahZaM was obviously a massive part of their success in the first iteration of the roster. But Sentinels' consistent disappointments over the last several months were going to catch up at some point, and, the change of IGL was practically inevitable. So what next for ShahZaM? Who knows? We saw some brief rumors that maybe ShahZaM to EG could be on the table, but I see that as relatively unlikely. But who knows what EG are doing? We still don't know, and we might not know for quite some time. But apparently there is a soft roster lock on October the 15th, where teams have to submit part of what they're planning to do to at least prove that they can get the visas and everything that is associated with those particular players. But it doesn't necessarily have to be locked until the start of February. So EG could take their time, but I hope they don't, because there's good players on the market they want to lock down ASAP. ASAP. But I mean, yeah, so obviously Dephh replacing ShahZaM, it seems. What's next for ShahZaM? Who really knows? Now, just to mention this real quick, because I know there's been some talk about this now, about, okay, well, if SoM is going to go to the controller role, the smokes role on NRG, alongside FNS, Victor, Crashies, and Ardis on the team, like, I mean, look, if they were to bring in Marv for SoM, now, I actually like SoM. I think he's a good player. I know that people are going to kind of meme him as, like, effectively a content creator, which maybe is understandable to a certain degree, but I think he's valuable as a player, and I think in the smokes role, he can do rather well. But obviously, there is a difference between Marv and SoM. So this is why I'm wondering about the whole Marv thing, because people are saying that Marv is not going to go to Sentinels now, or like, that's far from a guarantee. So then, like, why would he not just go to NRG with the core of the OpTic team, and NRG effectively become OpTic, but minus Ye plus Ardis, which is like, well, you know, there's obviously a difference there, but not a massive difference at all. I think Ardis on that team could be fantastic in Ye's place theoretically. So, you know, why would they not do that, especially if Marv isn't going to join Sen? So let's just see, because I'm still a bit confused about the whole resolution of that saga. And just to say this yet again here from Chronicle, and even Durka in the replies baiting again about the possibility of joining that Fnatic team. That's what we presently believe is going to happen. But very much enjoyed your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button, tell us YouTube God, this is a good video, and I was like you should see it as well, and help grow the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I'll see you next time.